Hi everyone, my name is Alexa Morrison, and today I'm going to be talking about a new project to expand internet services in Honduras. The reason why I chose Honduras is because we have prior experience with Honduras and have relationships with some churches there. And it's going to be a great place for us to go back to and help them build their technology. So today we're going to be talking about why we chose Honduras and the pros and cons of moving forward with Honduras, our team members and what role each individual member would have, the dimensions of international culture for Honduras, especially compared to the United States, the cultural differences that we will see, what structure will the team use, and how will we address and overcome conflict, and lastly, a measurable standard with key indicators of success. So why did we choose Honduras? Like I already said, we already have a close connection with them, and they are also wanting to grow in their access to technology so that they can help build the faith in the people that live there. We've worked with churches in Honduras before, and we would love to see them grow in their technology and in their faith. Honduras is also an impoverished country marked with violence, gangs, drugs, and rape. And we want to be able to provide to their economy and their safety, as well as provide Christian resources and spread God's word. The pros, less than 20% of the population in Honduras has access to internet. More than 66% are living in poverty, which can lead to all the things I just mentioned, specifically violence and gangs and drugs. Domestic violence and corruption are plaguing Honduras, and Honduras is seeking to develop its technology. There are already a few ways in which Honduras is trying to develop technology. First, the Media City Labs Academy offers courses in coding and technology education to Honduran citizens. The Honduras 2020 plan focuses on job growth through technology using their competitive advantages like tourism and textiles. Another thing is that many Hondurans still practice ancient Maya polytheistic religion, so it would be great for us to be able to spread God's word through technology. The cons, there are other more impoverished countries in Africa that could benefit from increased technology. It could be difficult to relate to them since the culture is so different, and only 8% of the population right now is atheists. So while there are many religious people in Honduras, we really want to be able to spread God's word. Proverbs 21:13 says, "Whoever closes his ear to this cry of the poor will himself call out and not be answered." Our team, so this is me right here, Alexa Morrison, the Director of Operations. This is the rest of our team. We have an IT support and training specialist that will go over there and help implement all the technology. We have a project manager, communication specialist, interpreter, local pastor, and cross-cultural diplomat. So this is our team that we will have, all 7 of us, and I think that we chose the right people for the job. So the IT support and training specialist will be on site in Honduras to help ease the transition using technology to access Christian resources. The project manager will be overseeing the entire project and delegate tasks as they come up. The communication specialist will ensure that we're communicating effectively with our partners in Honduras, given all of our differences in communication. The interpreter will speak fluent Spanish and English. We also have a local pastor and a local youth pastor that we've connected with in Honduras that will be able to share the technology that we will be giving them to everyone who attends the church. We'll also have a cross-cultural diplomat, and this person will be in charge of all the cultural differences and helping us understand each other, especially knowing their values and how we can best avoid conflict and navigate. The dimensions of international culture in Honduras. First, we have individualism versus collectivism. This issue addresses the interdependence among members of a society. Honduras actually has a very low score of 20, making it a very collectivist society. So loyalty, taking care of the community are all very important. The US is actually more individualist, so we will need to be aware of these differences. The US has a high score of 91. So when we go over there, we might notice a difference in this way, and we need to be aware of that. Next is power and status. Honduras has a hierarchical society where everyone has a set place, and subordinates expect to be told what to do. They have a high power distance score of 80, so they believe that power is unequally distributed. The US has a very low score of 40, so we're a lot less hierarchical. Last, we have uncertainty and risk avoidance. This dimension asks whether or not we should try to control the future or just let it happen. It also measures how threatened members of a society feel by the unknown situations. Honduras has a low score of 50, so it's pragmatic culture and it focuses on planning. The US also has a score similar to them of 46. So this is a way in which we can relate pretty easily to them. Some of the cultural differences that we'll see in Honduras is that crime rates are much higher, class divide is much higher, families have more children, healthcare is cheaper, electricity is used much less, and it's a work to live culture instead of a live to work culture like we're used to in the US. There's less competition, and the culture is more collectivist than individualist. When the multiple perspectives of transnational teams be a benefit, the diversity within a team can create communication, trust, and conflict problems that limit team effectiveness. So how are we going to make sure that these cultural differences will not negatively impact our team? First, we're going to have plenty of support back home for those in Honduras. And we will also have member care in Honduras to make sure that everyone is being taken care of. We will implement measures to ensure your safety while you're traveling. We will study how to communicate effectively with the people in Honduras. We will set up systems to resolve conflict, and we will study the dimensions of international culture in Honduras so that we can best relate to them. We will also offer a flexible schedule for all our employees, for everyone involved, and make sure there's plenty of support for them. Overcoming conflict. First, we must find the shared values among us and those who we will be working with in Honduras. We also need to understand their style of communication, which might end up being conflict avoided. We need to always address the conflict and be personable and make sure to over-communicate with them. We can also bring our conflict styles together and use each other's strengths to come to compromises. We should work together with Honduras to keep their culture and values intact. Philippians 2:3 says, "Do nothing from rivalry or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourself." So how do we measure success? We're going to start with some small goals that will lead up to our larger goals. So our biggest goal here is just to increase access to technology amongst Honduras. And in that, we can spread God's word. We will reward our team members when they meet their goals, and we will survey people in Honduras that we are working with to see how far they have come with learning technology and how much more access to technology they feel that they have. Lastly, Matthew 24:14 says, "And this gospel of the kingdom will be proclaimed throughout the whole world as a testimony to all the nations, and then the end will come." So our goal here is to bring technology to Honduras, and in doing that, bring the word of the Lord to Honduras. Thank you.